Welcome to the Loveland Report and Loan Arranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner for 35 years, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger. We are talking mortgage news, interest rate news. We are talking real estate news, what's going on. I want to dive into the mansion prices in Orlando are soaring, Bruce, in case you're looking for a mansion. We're going to talk about what is a mansion. Delisting, that's a new phenomenon. Not a new phenomenon, but there's a lot of it going on. We'll talk about that. And then house planning for retirement. What do you want your retirement home to look like? And we're going to talk about that in the show. What do you got today, Bruce?
Well, I want to talk about the differences for clients that may not always fit into a normal box for a bank. So banks typically are helpful for people that have great credit, money to put down. But if you're self-employed and your taxes are a little weird, they can't really do things like that. They can't help you, and it can be embarrassing for people. So I want to talk a little bit about our self-employment program. And then I want to talk about when it comes to, Holly, you're moving my camera.
I'm just blinded by these camera lights over here. Our production crews went overboard.
Yeah, I got a guy in the studio that's messing with my equipment in here.
Go ahead.
So anyway, I wanted to talk about programs that are alternative for people that want to invest, because when it comes to investments, are you really at a disadvantage if you aren't supplying all your tax returns? Is it truly a worse loan to where I've got to go with some cruddy loan because I can't file?
Well, usually the less documentation, the higher the rate, but
correct.
But with DSCR, is that true?
So I want to talk about that in the show and what the true differences are, because you might be surprised at which one may be better. So I want to get into conventional loans for investors versus alternative loans for investors. Then I want to talk about hurricane season and what to prepare for. And I want to talk to the first-time home buyer, because Hometown Heroes is hot and heavy, and I'm securing people right and left. So if you are interested in getting into a home as a first-time home buyer, you'll want to listen to this segment that we have on Hometown Heroes. So those are the big topics that I want to discuss today that I think are important to people listening.
I want to dive into this, Bruce. I saw this article. This was Inman News, which is real estate news, and mansion prices in Orlando are soaring. And you know what a mansion's defined as? I didn't really even know this.
Big ass house,
5,000 square feet or more. And funny, when I look at what I've sold over the years, I've sold very few mansions. I've sold some $2 million, $3 million, $4 million homes. But a mansion is defined as up over 5,000. And in Orlando, the average mansion, 1.95 million.
Well, and that's pretty cheap.
Get this, the starter mansion, which is what
a start. So you're right at 5,000 feet.
A starter mansion, what they call is like the bottom 25% of those for Central Florida, is right around 1.33 million. So what cracks me up about this article, though, I mean, that's a good stat. The prices are rising on that. Nationwide, the typical mansion value is 1.44 million. What cracks me up is there's a Zillow analyst probably paid to put this report together. This report came from Zillow, and it just cracks me up that somebody's got a job doing that. But the larger the square footage, Bruce, usually the larger the home, the lower the price per square foot. Unless you get lakefront.
That's interesting, because you usually think about those mansions are going to have all the finest travertine and marble. Yep. And, so your price per square foot you'd think would be much more. And when I've seen some of these bigger homes, they could be $350 to $500 per square foot.
Luxury houses, new construction, things like that. But what happens when I see it with the general family out there is that not many people are going to fill that up. It's not like they got 13 kids. And some of it is about, okay, this is my net worth and I think when you own a house, I think that should be 3 times your annual salary.
I agree.
And so whatever you can qualify for on that. So get the biggest house you can. That's going to grow over the years. If you don't want to buy rental property, you just want a good real estate investment, buy a big primary home.
Now that depends on your age too, because we do have, once you start getting into your 50s, then things can start to change, right? You get into your late 50s.
I'd say 70s. 70s, I don't think you should be buying your bigger home, because you're probably looking towards retirement. And in your 50s and 60s, that's your peak earning years.
I just turned 66, okay? And I've still got the big house. And now that I understand, I'm just short of a mansion, okay? Because I'm about 4,700 square feet in my house. And I never considered it a mansion, but I never
Well, it's just
considered a
kind of,
5,000 square foot house a mansion.
this is just clickbait put out by
When
the
I
Zillow
think of a
analysts.
mansion, I think of a sprawling type of an estate, not just square footage.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't live in a mansion, but I do live in a house that's bigger than I need. And all the kids, Michelle and I are empty nesters right now. And I look at it and we've waffled between, do we keep the house for when the kids have grandchildren and they want to hang out and use
Yeah.
the boat and water ski on the lake? Or do I think more about me and what my needs are? And hey, why don't I go ahead when the market starts to swing back, sell the big house, and then use that money to fund my retirement, which is more in what I'm leaning toward. What are you guys leaning toward? What do you think?
Well, my real estate plan for you would probably be, okay, you think the lakefront is cool. It's a good way to protect your value too. Just get the 2,500 square foot home on a good ski lake.
Yeah.
That might be something good for you. It's all redone, new, perfect the way you guys want it. Single story. So I know you got your knee problems.
You
don't love
get my knee replacements.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't have to worry about those steps anymore. But it's different for everybody out there. I just think it's, when somebody's talking about their plan or they want to go into a mansion, there's ways to protect value besides just getting the biggest home on the block too. And I like lakefront, I like a view, golf front, whatever it might be, whatever tickles your fancy on that. We can help you with that at Loveland Properties, 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. I'll be working all weekend.
Yeah. And you can call the loan arranger, Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage, 35 years plus, helping people with their mortgages, financing purchases, refinance, home equity lines, construction loans, renovation loans, self-employment loans, investment transactions, you name it. I got it. I can connect you with a great builder. We can help you with new construction, anything you need. I've got the best possible interest rates. We're a direct lender. We service 90+% of the loans that we close, and I'm right here in your backyard. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I go by the Loan Arranger right here with Cleve Loveland and Loveland Properties, and you can reach me at 407-250-9144 or go to webringyouhome.com. No overlays, direct lender, everything in-house, any product you need, and you get personalized white glove service. There you go. How do you like that?
Good. I got some news here about new home sales coming down around the country.
Yeah,
don't
but
have
it's
Central
only
Florida.
itty bitty.
It is down 10% compared to last year, which is
Mine
slow.
showed 1.6%
Nationwide or Florida.
That
sounds like a Florida
nationwide
number. So, and this is why I always, whenever you're listening to real estate news,
they're only building in Florida, Arizona, and Texas.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else.
There's
building.
New construction in other places. So, but that's something to remember, that when you're listening to the news and you hear a number, you hear a stat thrown out there,
it's all BS.
Yeah. Well, remember, 75% of all statistics are made up, right?
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. But I just think that new construction in Central Florida, it is slower than last year. Our builders that we've got on this show have got some great pricing. You've got some great interest rates with some of those.
Absolutely.
And because that's where I said, when I go look at a regular resale home, Bruce, and I talk to a seller, I'm hoping there's not new construction nearby.
Yeah.
Because that usually means the builder's paying 30 grand of closing costs and they're buying that rate down, a permanent buy down to 5%. That's hard for the resale guy to compete with. So it kind of holds their price 10-15% below what new construction is.
Yeah.
So unless you got a really super duper special home, but whatever you're thinking about in that, but new construction, I think is some great opportunities right now.
So you went out and visited your friends at Hardison Homes the other day. You saw one of their communities. What do you think about this builder?
Great builder with great upgrades. Great. Well, I guess I wouldn't call them upgrades. Their standards look very, very nice, Bruce. I've got one community we're going to talk about later in the show. Single family homes, that area between Ocoee and Apopka along the 429, where the city's just growing together, all kinds of new construction there. Great pricing, great location. You're right off the Beltway. You can be anywhere in Orlando in 25 minutes, right off the 429 there. So we'll talk about that.
I'm going to get out there and see their communities. Right now, I don't appear to be on their lender list, but we're going to fix that.
They got you on the books for a meeting. I talked to them about that. But I just think when somebody you take your realtor with you to the builder, they are co-broking realtors. If you see Hardison Homes around, they've got communities all over Central Florida, but take your realtor with you. It's important. The main thing I see when people buying the new home, Bruce, is coordinating the process And how do I sell the old home? When do I put it on the market? My new home's coming out of the ground.
Timing can be everything.
All that timing, because you might want to you don't want to get stuck with two homes unless you're going to be a landlord. That's not getting stuck. That's making that decision.
And we can help you with that.
I can work because I saw a phrase. It's kind of funny. I liked it. I've heard it before. I've heard a golden parachute. The person, they fire the CEO, but he's got a $10 million severance package. That's your golden parachute. Well, right now we've got golden handcuffs in the market out there. That's everybody locked in their home because they've got 3% and 4% interest rates on their 30-year mortgage. So that's
even lower.
But that's a great investment if you've got a mortgage payment.
Can you imagine having rental properties and you had them into 2s, 3s, 4s, even the 5% rates?
That'll be great cash flow. That's what we want. So if you want to know what it's like that, we teach people to leapfrog all the time. Don't sell your primary, rent it out, buy the next primary, and then buy another one 2 or 3 years later, whenever you can save that down payment, and build yourself 4 or 5 good rentals. And we'll teach you how to get those paid off in 10 years, pay off the first one in 10 years, and it just balloons from there. You can
have all your properties free and clear in 20 years, retire with a portfolio of real estate that will bring wealth into not only you for retirement, but you can create generational wealth for your family if you like. My name's Bruce Woodburn. I've been helping people invest in real estate. I'm an investor in real estate. I love helping people gain wealth in real estate. If you would like to strategize, Cleve and I can't think of anybody better. I can't think of people that are more accessible to the general public than we are. How much we embrace helping people. I mean, we do seminars for people that we don't even charge for, so we can help you learn how to invest in real estate. It's not one of these gimmicks where you come to a free seminar and then you got to buy a $2,500 package to
monthly
follow
coaching package. No, we will teach you everything we know.
Maybe we should start a monthly. Maybe people would like that. They'd like to pay us that money. My name's Bruce Woodburn. You can reach me at 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com, or Cleve Loveland at 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. All right, we got a couple more minutes.
All right, I got 2 listings I want to do, Bruce, real quick, because these are just such great prices. I've got one in Sanford. This one will qualify for, and these are rehab loan. Things like appliances, not a major rehab, but it's got $220,000 in Sanford, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,500 square feet. And it will need, interior cabinets, but it's got, what's there is livable, Bruce, but it doesn't have like the appliances, things like that. And some repairs.
Where is it?
Needs a downtown Sanford.
Okay.
Needs a roof and basic cosmetics.
So maybe I can do a rehab loan on
this is a building inspection that will come up with $30,000 worth of stuff.
Well, I can do an FHA or a conventional or a VA rehab.
We could go FHA on this.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's what I want to know, because I'll make sure that's in the MLS. So that one just got listed. That's downtown Sanford, great house. Actually, and what's neat about it's an older home, Bruce, but it has got 9-foot ceilings in it. It must been built by somebody really, really tall back then.
Yeah, they didn't put 9-foot ceilings.
They did not do that back then. So this is a great house. And then I've got one in Orange City. This is for $270,000. Now this one's all done and all fixed up. This has got 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, 900 square feet, but almost a half-acre lot. Literally, it's 0.499. So half-acre lot, no HOA in Orange City for $269,000. It's the best price around. Got a 1-car garage and a 1-car carport. So I thought those 2 were great buys I wanted to talk about this segment.
Well, that's really good. If you'd like to get pre-qualified or like to make an offer on one of those, get your mortgage set up first. 407-250-9144. I can promise you, your bank, your credit union, Rocket Mortgage, I'll pull up their rates and I'll compare mine with theirs any day of the week. I do that with clients all the time. I did one yesterday. We pulled up Rocket. We pulled up Navy Federal. We looked at their rates. We looked at mine. I made sure I matched or beat anybody in the market. You have somebody in the market that not only has the products, but we know how to structure loans better than anyone. And the guidance that I give my clients literally will blow you away. I've got people coming to me and they went, yeah, I was talking to another mortgage lender and their rate was the same as you. But Bruce, you've given me more information in 5 minutes than I've gotten with them. And I've been working with them for 2 months. Don't you deserve to have all the information and have the education?
What's so funny is putting together a mortgage package. People don't know how to explain it like you do. And knowing everything, having all the data in front of you. It's hard to say, all right, great, you look like you're a 6.25% rate. So anyway, we're up against the break. We'll be right back after this.
Yep. 407-352-8118 for Cleve Loveland, or 407-250-9144, or We Bring You Home for the Loan Arranger. Be back in 5.